Stay tuned because you know Reec is going to have one of your favorite stars with him today.
Stay tuned.
Shout out to everybody tuned in right now, live and Liddy in the city, baby. Your boy Reec right here. Of course, we are live on Reec Show and CMVA 107.5 up in Charlotte. Cammy, I see you, baby. Right now, man, we got to talk to one of the fan favorites out of Tennessee, one of the fan favorites across seas. He done led leagues in scoring. Now he's trying to make his G League debut. Y'all want to welcome the homie D Wright, a.k.a. Dontarion Wright, in the building. What's up, big dog?
What's up, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good on this beautiful Thursday, one day away from the weekend, man. Basketball action is kicked back off. A lot of people doing businesses, and you one of those people. You got a lot going on, man. Let's go ahead and chop it up. We also do this thing, podcast called The Other Guys, right? And you will be a great segment to that because it's like the guys that really put in work, do those numbers, hit professional levels, but you may not see them on a Gatorade bottle or something like that, but you probably should. So let's go ahead and talk about your journey, you know, coming up. How was it like growing up in, Memphis, coming up and hooping and stuff like that?
Man, it was a blessing, but it was a struggle. I played football at first.
Okay.
I started basketball at 9. I grew up in the area called BAZ, apartments called Kingsgate. Ended up going to Fairleigh where I started hooping. And to be honest, I was slow at first. Like, I wasn't good. I just stayed in the gym, had one of the best coaches to put their time and work in with me. And I shocked a lot of people. Went to college and shocked people there and ended up going overseas. But coming up in Memphis, you got to be tough to make it here, though. Real tough.
Yeah. I just chopped it up with Drummer. Drummer Boy, of course, multi-platinum producer. It's about 2 days ago. Of course, he was a hooper, too, coming up. Also made beats. He went the other route, the music route. But he did say it's extremely hard coming up in Memphis. It's a lot of adversity, a lot of different situations. You know, if you don't play ball, you don't see a whole lot of different role models out there. So what was the first person you saw, like, hooping or like, who inspired you?
My high school coach was the first one. His name was Coach Ford, senior. He was one of the winningest coaches. And he just told me, like, if I work, it's possible. And I just believed it. He started bringing certain old guys around that played college and went overseas. And I just bought into it. I knew with that and praying and God, like, anything was possible. He was the first one, though, to kind of inspire me. And then I started meeting Thaddeus Young and other players around the city. And they were just talking about everything that's possible, and just that work, it always stuck with me. Like, whatever you do, just work hard. And so far, that's been the key to everything I've been doing, just straight up working hard.
You just mentioned something. A lot of kids in our situations in the cities, we don't get shoulder to shoulder with a professional athlete, so we don't really see it firsthand. What did that do for you mentally when you got to see those guys and actually talk to them and see that they were real life human beings and they came from, similar situations?
Man, it was unbelievable because, like I said, really for Thaddeus Young, I came across him like 2-3 times. One time in the pro-am, one time in high school. He didn't act like he was big than no one. He was in there joking with us, playing. He was still critiquing our game, and it was just natural. And then it was a couple of overseas guys that went to my high school, and they used to come back and coach us, and they were just natural. So I knew that I was going to do the same thing because they always say, like, pass down to the next generation. So that was kind of one of my goals, to make sure after I make it, I do the same thing in the community, which I'm doing now.
I see that, especially even with down to your clothing line. Like, you see a lot of athletes, they may sign with somebody or sign with a Nike, or they create their own clothing line. But yours definitely has a message to it with this Better Days brand. I can see, like, you got, it's kind of infused with your belief background as well as some inspiration, too.
Definitely. Better Days started. I tore my ACL in college playing ball. And Shaq Glizzy had that song Better Days come out. And when the dude started talking, he was like, life is like a battery. You got your ups and your downs. And that just stuck with me. So then as I went overseas, they were like, you can make your own clothing line. And everybody knew me for tagging Better Days and knowing that I came up with some type of struggle or came out trying to make sure I want everybody to get better or to have better days. I just ran off with it and just started adding designs each year and pushing it.
That's dope. Right now, man, we with D Wright. We kicking it, talking about his journey. We kind of skipped ahead a little bit. I do want to go through your high school and then college journey too, because there's a lot of kids out there that aspire to play NCAA, NAIA, just some form of the next level of basketball, and then take it to that next level, which is professional. You going a route that people may not know about, so let's talk about that too. But you signed with Lemoyne Owens, NCAA Division II school, one of the bigger schools in the SIAC. I did a brief stay at Morehouse, so I know all about y'all. Y'all always had some good swing guards, probably some of the better backcourts, in Division II basketball. So what was it like coming out of high school? Everybody in high school plays, and then the better players get scholarships. It's tens of thousands of players across the nation playing high school, but it's only about 3,000 or 4,000 scholarships total. You know what I'm saying? So how did that feel when you get your offer letter, you sign, you going off to school?
See, that's why I feel like I'm always a testimony. So in my high school team, we might have had 9 seniors. One had a full ride. I had a partial. Somebody else might have had a JUCO. My favorite teacher, R.I.P. Miss Cox, she used to work at Lemoyne Owens. And the coach came and seen me play. Then the other assistant coach came and seen me play. And up front, they were like, we can't offer you a full ride because of scholarship money. But you could take half, and since you being a Tennessee resident, your financial aid would cover other stuff. So I redshirted, had like a partial, and I just worked my way up to a full. And like you mentioned, there's only so many scholarships out there.
Right.
And I was a late bloomer. I told you I started hooping 9th grade, so I knew I played defense and I could do other stuff, but my offensive talents didn't come until I got to Lemoyne and got in the gym.
That's crazy because you got scoring titles across seas now, so we got to talk about that. But at 6, when did you hit your growth spurt? Like, did it start in college, or were you already the height that you are now coming out of high school? Because that was what happened to me. Like, I was like 5'7" going into my freshman year, then I ended up being 6 feet.
For real?
Yeah.
See, I was 5'11", 6 feet. About the end of my high school career, maybe stretching to 6'1", but during my freshman year, I hit my legs little growth spurt to like 6'3". Yep.
That's what's up. We're going to credit that to the meal plans.
Yeah, because you look at meal plans, they get to feed you 3 times a day. You ain't used to that.
Nah, nah, not at all. He be like, this for me again?
Where we come from, we was eating breakfast at 12 o'clock. You eating lunch at college at 12 o'clock.
Right. Absolutely. So talk to me. You get on campus freshman, the coach is like, all right, we're going to give you a partial. And you just like, I'm going to fight, I'm going to work. And you had that work ethic. Tell me a little bit about like your regimen in school. Was you here in practice? You was getting extra shots up? What was you doing to try to break away from that mold and get that full ride?
Definitely. I was in the gym in the morning before class. I was in the gym at night. That's really how I tore my ACL. I overworked myself, trying to prove it was trying to prove to people from high school that was down me, people from the college. Everybody kind of had something against me because I was an introvert. Like, never sucked up nobody, didn't really like to fit in. I knew, like, I'm the oldest of 4. Like, I got my family on my back. I'm trying to make something.
Right.
So I stayed in the gym more than I should, but it got me to a level where I was able to perform. But I was in the gym more than I probably was in class, to be honest.
Got you. Didn't have that balance. You need a little bit more balance.
Yeah, I went to class and stuff, but I was in the gym probably enough to know where everything was. That's how much I was in the gym.
Know where the light switch was, how to turn the bleachers on and move and all of that.
I did. Like, you can talk to the coach now. I was beating him there in the morning. Now I was there when they left.
Man, we sound like twins, man. We might be twins somewhere in the line. We can talk about that later offline, but that's what's up, man. So when you go through this injury, what year did you tear your ACL?
Around 2015. Yeah, 2015. Yep, 2015. Because I redshirted, then I played the next year, but I didn't really get no play. That year, I started getting playing time. Was the year I tore my ACL.
Gotcha. So you just coming into your junior year.
It was my junior year in the classroom, sophomore year on the court because I was
Gotcha. Red shirt, right. I got you. Yeah, same. I did the same situation. So your sophomore year on the court, you starting to get that playing time. You seeing the turnaround. I know your psyche, like, you hype. Like, okay, they get me in, I'm going to get some buckets. And then you get that tear. Did you tear it during the game or at practice?
I told it working out. So it was a guy, he actually played me a whole lot. And I missed easiest shots because it was new to me. And I
Yeah.
knew I had worked on it, but I was so anxious and so kind of,
Adrenaline was going. You was pumped up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I missed so many shots. So that was on the Saturday. So that Sunday we was in the gym working out. And we was working on like 3-on-3. And I just did a move, a hop step. And my leg did like a split, my knee buckled out. I got up, walked on it, walked to the side, went through the whole school during the week. And they was like, it's your meniscus because you walking on it, you doing this and that. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to make it towards the end of the season. Until he told me it was on ACL.
So you went to get an X-ray, and then so you got the results back.
Yep.
When you got the news, did it feel different?
Yeah, I feel like I was like in East Memphis and the colleges in South Memphis. I cried from Memphis all the way back to South Memphis.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking about Derrick Rose and everybody else that hurt themselves. I was like, man, like, I don't want it to happen again, or what I'm going to do, or is this a set, or is this. But to be honest, it really, everything I've been through, to be honest, been a blessing, injuries and all.
Where you find that blessing in the injury?
I came back stronger and faster, and I was jumping higher.
Okay.
Like, I really locked in on ball handling and athleticism, where I came back dunking with 2 hands and learning the game more. Like, I had to literally do it so much because I couldn't do it, and watch certain ways to do certain things that it helped.
Yeah, you get into the science of it.
Yep, definitely.
Looking at tendencies and everything.
Yeah, certain spots, certain moves, certain little small stuff with how you shooting or how you dribbling or how to look up. It was just a whole lot of stuff that I never noticed or didn't pay attention to because I always tried to use the athleticism or the I'm young, I'm straight, I'm this and that. But the injury just another outlook on it.
Yeah, it slowed you down a little bit, lets you look at the bigger picture.
Definitely.
I got you, man. A lot of people, especially young guys, if you looking, you might be going through an injury, you may get into an injury. That's a great approach to it. Taking this time to grow your game and expand your game because you got to sit down. And also, it's good to put that work in, but you also got to rest your body. You also got to make sure that you do the right things so you don't overwork your body.
Definitely the right things. Don't overwork your body. Please don't.
Right.
Stretch, ice. A lot of it is mental. So YouTube help out a whole lot with studying the game because it's so much.
Who would you watch? Like, who would you watch and see? Because it's a few guys that swing guards now, especially in the NBA, where you got combo guards. They can play 1, 2, a little bit of 3, especially if teams go small. So who were you watching?
During the injury, I was watching, of course, D-Wade, my all-time favorite player.
Okay, it makes sense.
But every player during the injury that tore their ACL, I was watching just to see what they did to work on. But as in me just watching players in general, I'm watching Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, KD, John Wall, certain guys that I know have to score, have to create for others, but also dogs. Like, I love a dog.
Yeah, it sound like you watching all certified pits.
Yeah, I love that angry mentality, especially on the floor. Like, defense first and hard. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna find a way to make some type of presence, whether my offense off or on. You gonna know I'm there on defense for sure.
Yeah, definitely gonna make that mark. I hope y'all listening, all my hoopers out there. I hope y'all are listening and taking notes on that. I like the way that you get off the court. You a certain way. You approachable. You there for the kids. You have this great brand, and your brand is all about uplifting. But when you get on the court, it's all bets are off. You coming to me or coming at you. It's gonna be a dogfight. I love that balance.
Definitely.
Yeah, so tell me, you get back, when you come back, you missed that whole sophomore year, I'm assuming, then you come back your junior year. Did you miss any games going into your junior year playing-wise?
Nope, we went to the championship, and that was an important piece of their game, of their team.
I love it. How was it?
I came off the bench. It was great. I was a lockdown defender, so any star player on the other team, I was following them to the bathroom, making it hard for a couple games. I got to show my scoring ability, and we went to the championship. We lost in the championship, but it was fun. It was great. I got to really experience everything I prayed for.
Yeah, I love that, man. Do you have flashbacks? Like when you sleep, do you have flashbacks of that game or games in college?
Sometimes.
I
And
do
it
too.
be
I think it's
one
like
of them,
PTSD or something.
one of them was in the semifinals. One of the star shooters didn't shoot the ball. I passed it to him. He passed it back to me. And I just flicked it instead of really shooting it where I could have won the game before we went to overtime.
Mm,
I always
I
think
got
about why I didn't just go and shoot and show them. But I ended up getting a clutch steal in overtime though.
you.
And
Okay.
see, I wanted that jump shot. I wanted to show them like I do it all too. Like
That's so crazy, bro. I know that feeling. Like I won't remember a 50-point game. I remember the one shot I missed in a game that really didn't matter or something like that, where we still won. And I just go back to that shot, and I still to this day just go in that spot and shoot. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely. There's a couple other memories that I just can't let go.
Yeah.
They like whether it was overseas and a couple here, and I just be like, why did I do that? What was I thinking?
So as you going and playing college or high school, was it anybody ever in the stands that just put that battery in your back that made you be like, oh man, they here, I'm finna get 30, I'm finna lock this person up, or I'm gonna do my thing? Did you get that one person in the stands make you feel like, okay, I could do anything?
In high school, to be honest, like I said, I'm the oldest of four, so I'm basically my siblings' athletic parent. Like I invested in them
Gotcha.
and do stuff. So anytime my mom and dad or whatever came to the game, I was locked in. And one of the games, I made a buzzer beater in front of my mom and won the game. A float from the free.
Hey, let me hit the hype bell for that, man. That's what's up. That's one of them experiences that you could live on with forever, and people don't like understand that they can get you through some times you thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's on my highlight tape on YouTube in high school. So anytime I get reminiscing, I just go back looking at all high school, college highlights, or certain stuff just to kind of keep me motivated, especially when you're going through hard times with today's society.
Right, exactly. So you locked in, you get through your junior year, y'all go to the championships, then you the senior. Now you the man. You want to, one of the main pieces on the team your senior year. But folks don't know in college they always recruiting, so they bringing in guards, they bringing in this, they bringing in that. What is that like as the senior guard, knowing that you got new recruits that's hungry coming in too?
To be honest, I wasn't the main man. I got slept on. I wasn't even really cool with my college coach, to be honest.
It happens. I've been there. I've absolutely been there.
We had a weird type of connection bond, but I wasn't his favorite. I wasn't somebody that he would fight for. I really was probably, to me, I feel like I was just on the team because I was a dog. Like I told you, I stayed in the gym. I played defense.
You energized the rest of the team.
The alumni, everybody knew who I was because if you look on the camera, you was going to see me in there working.
Yeah.
So it was that type of thing. But I came out my senior year, the first game was against the alumni. I had like 20. Couple games after that, certain guys that was used to scoring went to him and said somewhere he wanted to make me just a straight defender again, where I knew I've been working on my scoring ability. I knew I was trying to get overseas, and I knew I need to show some type of scoring ability.
Yeah, you gotta have some numbers to get that ticket.
But I got limited. I got benched a couple times in my senior year, and a lot of guys would have quit. But like I said, that better days and that hunger stayed with me. Where I got benched, we was losing. Started back playing. Guess what happened? We started back winning.
Start winning. Yeah, I've been there before too, man. You know what's so crazy is like the people on the team know what you could do, and sometimes the coaches have a different plan.
Man, you speak facts.
How intricate was that, man? I know to this day you probably still them like your brothers to this day, the guys that know that had your back, that was fighting for you to get your just due because they know what you were on, what time you were on.
Only a few. I still call brothers and talk to this day, but the other ones, I can't respect that because if you're a leader or a captain or a guy say so on the team, you could go to him and say, "Man, you need to put D Wright in. We need D Wright in," because I do that as a leader and captain overseas and with the semi-pro teams in Memphis. I'm gonna go to the coach and say, "We need so and so in." I guess that's what type of person I am. Like,
you trying to win?
Like I want to win. I know how to put somebody else's position, but I guess they didn't want me to outshine them or they wanted the most credit. I don't know. But I can respect that. So a lot of them I really don't talk to today. I might shake their hand, but just to say you my brother, nah.
Nah, it's different. That's a different type of tie-in. So you said something there where you said, you trying to get your numbers because you going across seas, but you still a team player, so it's not going to be done selfishly. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, as a guy that we know, we not going to be a lottery pick. We know we probably not going to be a free agent pickup. So our money, if we want to continue to be a pro, we're going to have to go to somebody else's country to do so. And those countries, when they get Americans, they want scorers. They don't get Americans just to fill in a roster spot unless it's a political thing going on. Yeah. So how did you get to your first contract?
So my first time going overseas was a tour in the Philippines, and it was a nice experience. I played with commercial teams. It wasn't nothing too major. Didn't make a lot of money, but it was a good experience. Came back, was playing here. Then I met my semi-pro coach here, which is a lady, and I played with her in a league, which got me to go to El Salvador, where they took care of everything. And
was you on a resort down there?
No, I wasn't. I was really, but I did swim with fishes for the first time. I went through jungles and woods. I'm looking down, making sure ain't no snakes. They walking out through Carmen, El Salvador. But probably one of the best chicken filets and some type of juice I had that was fire.
Yeah.
Then I came back, played a little more, went to the Caribbeans where I led that league in scoring in the ABA. And that probably was the most natural experience because everybody speak English. I got drafted #1. I was on radio stations, billboards, did model pictures. Like, I did some of everything over there. Like,
how was you feeling though? Like, what's going? You the man down there. You the Michael Jordan of the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? When you out there.
It was like 3 of us. So it was me as a top guy. It was a guy that won the championship the year before I came, and another guy athletic. So we was like the KD, Giannis, and LeBrons out there. I definitely surprised them. They gave me the nickname Showtime and everything. Like, it was definitely one of the best experiences of my life.
Got you. So did you plan on renewing and going back to that situation?
At one point I did. Then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then, trying to offer, they still kind of message me, but with me having a family and a daughter now, it's kind of shaky if they don't offer the right amount. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's definitely a thing, man. It's like you got to make a business decision too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when that love for the game, you still got to handle your business, man. What was fatherhood like for you? You coming off a pro season, COVID hit, you got a baby now. What's that like for you?
Well, my daughter only 3 months, so I just recently had her, but I had her this morning, and it's just interesting. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning a lot, still experiencing, but just her knowing who I am and laughing at me all the time, probably one of the best feelings.
Yeah, that's super dope, man. Now, let's talk about the CBA, talk about playing in semi-pro league. I'm going to say pro. I hate using the word semi-pro because you got so many hungry guys coming from big levels, mid levels, but guys that are just real hungry to get to that big stage playing in these leagues. So I don't want to disrespect it to call it semi-pro because I understand the journey. You know what I'm saying? So for conversational purposes, what is it like playing pro ball on that second tier here in the States?
A lot of folks sleep on us, like you just said. I done came across some real guys that gave me some run for my money. Like, I had to really lock in because they knew how to really score that ball or really perform at a high level. And I talked to them, and a couple of them said, I've been slept on. They didn't give me a chance. Or a couple kind of made a couple mistakes in the past that slept them off. But it's fun. It's definitely interesting when we go to different states and different cities and be playing. And a couple of them get deals overseas, or a couple of them finally get their chance. Or I'll talk to them about where I've been. But it's a lot of basketball basically that go on in this world. And there's plenty of ways you could make a career and get paid out of it. That's one thing I can say.
Absolutely. Shout out to everybody streaming on Facebook right now. Kedrick, what's happening? Andre, what's up, man? They checking in right now too. We got some guys that play, cross seas and stuff like that too. So they enjoying the story right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially just hearing other people like them that's been through that movement. What's one of the toughest guards matchups you've had here? Playing here in the States.
I have to say, a guy from St. Louis named Tate, the first time I played against him, He was a bucket. Of course, I got people from the city like Chris Jones, Chris Crawford, and
Yeah.
certain guys in the city that go give you a run for your money when you hold them on defense. That's known at Louisville and University of Memphis and stuff. But I know for a fact I had to get Tay one of the pros out of St. Louis. Like, he could shoot, could make the floater, do the pick and roll. He was somebody that I really had to lock in and hold before we
Yeah.
started playing.
Tough guards. I feel you on that one. I definitely feel you on that one.
I'm about doing the money tournaments in Florida and stuff too that we played.
Yeah. Were you part of that TMT?
Nah, not that one, but it'd be a couple on that be worth 10,000, 15,000.
Yeah.
We might get a team and go play. I don't be knowing the guy's name, but I know it's
Right.
gonna be real buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel you on that. Are you familiar with 3X basketball?
Yeah, they came to Memphis last weekend. I wasn't here though, but
Yeah.
they did the 3-on-3.
Yeah, my guys out of Atlanta won that thing, man. Yeah. Atlanta Fire came in and won that thing, man. Shout out to that whole situation at 3X, man. I've been having the luxury of traveling with Red Bull and hosting those tournaments. It's a lot of buckets. The game pace is crazy though.
So you should know the guy from Memphis that played with them. The left hand guy, Tate.
Yeah. He definitely a bucket.
Yeah, I was just with him yesterday. He like a brother for sure. He definitely athletic.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Memphis definitely has some bucket getters out there. Tennessee in general, actually, man. Definitely, man.
Yeah.
So that 3X, man, if you get into that, it's crazy, man. They doing Olympic qualifiers and everything. A lot of the tournaments you can win money. So shout out to Red Bull and US Basket. They put on some great tournaments. Shout out my boy AG Austin, man, for getting me involved with that. But I wanted to talk to you too about trying to get to the G League. What's that journey like for you?
Tough politics, real politics. If we wasn't live, I could probably say some couple other things. But
we're gonna leave it be because I know you still trying to do that journey. We're gonna leave it alone.
I went to the Capital Go like maybe last month.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and when you go to a camp, they always say we're not looking for scores. We're looking for somebody that's good at this and that. I showed them that I was physical. I showed them I could play defense full court. I showed them I could make shots out the dribble, mid-range. I made a couple trades.
Yeah.
Made the first cut. We then played in the second cut, and they split us up on teams. And to be honest, on certain camps, if you get teamed up with the wrong people, you can't show it.
Yeah.
So I got teamed up the second time with certain guys that wasn't sharing the ball to show that I could make it. And when they did pass it, because the shot clock was running down, so I had to force my shot instead of focus on making it. Still play deep. I still feel like with my body size and muscle, I could play defense in the G League for sure, 1-3, 1-4. Because I'm physical. But they just decided to go another route. I can't knock that, but I feel like I could have been a good 3-and-D guy for sure.
I feel you on that one, man. It's good to try to, you get your role in your head and you want to roll with that. But then it's tough when you're playing with a bunch of guys that may not want to share the ball. And I know a lot of times the coaches will come in and say, we're not looking for a score in hopes of guys sharing the ball and just playing ball and not trying to put up 50 in a scrimmage, in an 8-minute scrimmage. But it don't work out like that sometimes, man. But shout out to the Go-Go. I'm glad you at least got the opportunity. And, the next one, you'll probably turn all the way up and make that cut. My boy James May was a coach out there, too. I think he just moved to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's up, man. So what you got going on? Because you wrote a book, too. Tell me about this book.
The book is called The Push to Be Great, #Better Days. It basically broken down in a basketball game, as in pregame, warm-up, first quarter, second quarter, halftime, etc. And it just started out with where I was born in my life, who my parents is, who my siblings is.
Yeah.
My first love to the game, what I had to go through in the apartments that I grew up in, what I had to go through in high school, how I survived with hustling in school, all the people that I lost growing up that believed in me more than probably half of the people I got now. Like them same people that I wrote about in halftime or dedicated the book to is tatted on me, because they even supported me 1,000%, or they invested in me and they had faith that I was gonna make it pro. So I had to make sure I dedicate something to them in remembrance of them. Then I finished towards the end of the book with what I'm doing now and what I plan to do in the future.
Got you. I love that, man. You got to give yourself room to grow, and with that book, it's like almost like an open chapter for you for part 2.
Definitely.
Hey, man, appreciate you pulling up on us today. Reec Show Live. We definitely going to repurpose this, put this on the other guys' podcast, because we need people to hear these stories, especially the guys that, had to fight to get every single inch in life when it comes to that sports. And now you got a family you starting now. You still chasing that dream. So we wish you nothing but the best of luck, man, and keep doing your thing, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
No doubt. Tell folks where they can find you at, and I know they can get the book on Amazon, where they can get the clothes and find you on social media.
Yeah, the clothing line is Better Days Clothing Line. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. If you put in Better Days Clothing Line. You also can find me on Instagram at Wright Never Wrong. And once you put in Wright_Never Wrong, it should pop up. And on Snapchat, you can find me at Wright Never Wrong as well.
That's what's up. All right, man, before we get up out of here, let me give you guys a quick Reese's Peace of Mind for the day. Or Pops knows best, as we always do. Based on this interview, we'll put it to you like this. It's a whole lot of ways to get a bucket. But when that shot goes in, it's either going to be 2, 3, or 1 point. Just know where you want to shoot from. So that just means stay focused on your goal and work at it until you start dropping those buckets. And that's our Reese's Peace of Mind for the day. I appreciate you, bro. One more time. Let me hit the hype bell for you, man. We're going to see you on that big screen real soon.
Yeah, appreciate it. We working for it, for sure.
For sure. All right, we about to get back into this mix with the homie DJ Decepticon right here on Reec Radio. Y'all stay tuned.